Hello, friends. Welcome to Rise with Tech. My name is Gaurav Kumar, and this is the very first episode. So, have you ever thought of getting into software development, but mere idea of learning complex programming languages kept you away? Well, this channel is for you. I'm not from IT background. I studied electrical engineering, but then later switched to software development via Power Platform. Well, on this channel, we'll talk about how to do coding, how to build real world applications and automations without learning even a single programming language. So, what has changed? Well, AI has changed everything. Now, AI has made coding simpler, so simple that it's very easy to pick up. Well, this is the first episode, so we will talk about what software development includes, what are different approaches, what is Power Platform, which I just mentioned, and how to set up your Power Platform. So let's get started. So, broadly speaking, software development has three approaches. First is no code, so where you drag and drop elements, put it on your screen, and you can change its properties, and that's how you can build a whole application. So if you have heard of Wix.com, there you can build your whole website just by doing drag and drop. Next one is low code, which is an enhanced version of no code. Still, you can do drag and drop, and but you can do more. You can configure their properties. You can put in complex logic to handle the scenarios. That's what Power Platform is, which I will talk about later on. The last one is Pro Code, which is professional coding. You have to learn programming language, their syntax, and you have to write statements, and you have to compile it to see what has been built. In no code and low code, you can just see then and there. What you see is what you get, what is being built. So moving on, what a software application basically consists of. So if you are new to the software world, it has mainly three components. Broadly speaking, it can be more, but more generally, these are these three. First is the presentation layer, the front end, where which you see the interface you see, for example, website, that is the front end. Then the application layer or the back end, where all the complex logic uh, sits. So, for example, if this user is a paid user or not, if it is, then allow them access to this area. So, all those processing of that complex logic happens there. Database is where all the data sits, resides. Uh, Number of users, number of products, all the details, everything sits in the database. So, using an example of restaurant, we can understand the different components of a software application. So, the dining area in a restaurant is a front end, the kitchen is a back end, and the storage room is a database. Then you can see APIs below. So APIs, this is a term which you will hear a lot in software development world. APIs are application programming interface, which basically facilitate communication between different external applications or external service or external database. So whole this whole explains software application from an example of a restaurant. Power Platform is a cloud-based offering from Microsoft where all those three components which we saw earlier are present. So back in the days, like if you go back 30 years ago, each of those components, for example, the interface, the application, the database, all those things have to be set up from the ground up for every project, and you can understand then how complex it would be. But in Power Platform, all those things are available inside, and that's the reason why it's so popular. Another reason is that this platform is popular because it is seamlessly integrated with our other applications, for example, Word, Excel, or Outlook, because they are also Microsoft products. Third reason why it is popular is, if you can see at the bottom here, it says managed environment. So Microsoft has follows an approach to security and governance which has been tried and tested for years and has worked well. That's one of the third reason why it is so why which makes Power Platform so attractive. So in today's video, we will learn about code apps. And code apps sits on the pro code side, but we won't be writing codes or learning programming language. All of that will be done by AI agent, and that will do the coding for us. So now I will cover few terms which are important to software development and which you should know, because if you go to a tech meetup or to talk to someone in software development world, so these terms will come up very often. So first one is IDE, integrated development environment. So like back in the days 30 years ago, if you have to develop a software, first you will need a code editor where you can write the code. Then you need a compiler which can convert human written code into machine understandable code, and then you have to do, then the software will be built up. All those two bits are separate. You have to refer to different pieces of software to do all those things. What IDE does is it combines those two things plus few more, so that you don't have to refer to different applications, you don't have to go to different places for all those things. Code editor where you write your code, compiler which converts code into machine understandable language, debugger helps you debug the code by putting breakpoints, project manager, you can be working on different projects, so each project has its own folder, you can manage all those from this IDE itself. Version control is if you are, which tracks all the changes in your code and you can roll back if you want. Plus it is helpful when you are working with multiple developers on a project. So next one, these are the terms which again you will hear a lot, but all these things might not make sense now, but once we start building a few projects then it will become very clear. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, React, and Vite. So think of HTML as, so you know websites. So websites are run on a web browser. So web browsers only understand HTML. And think of HTML as a basic structure. For example, here we have an example of a book. So for example, the back cover, the pages, all these form the basic structure of a book. So that is what an HTML does. CSS is a toolkit for formatting. So how your text is written, the font, the size, the coloring, all those things are done by CSS. The JavaScript and TypeScript are again languages which are used to build user interface, and they make the content more interactive. So assume that each page of a book has clickable buttons. So that button can be provided, are written in JavaScript. TypeScript is a smart form of JavaScript. React is a library. So for example, if you have to put a button on each page, you would be writing the code for each on each page. So React basically is a library of a reusable components. You just take one component and tell it to replicate it on all the pages. That's what React does. So from 1 to 5, if you have seen, these are more or less languages which are used to write code or a piece of software. And the sixth one is White. White is again is different from 1 to 5. What it does is it sets up a development server, so that whatever you have built, what you have written in HTML, in CSS, JavaScript, and using React, all those things now you want to see what you have built. So White will set up a small development server on your machine, which will show you how all those things which you have written appear on a front end, and that's what White does. And to make things even simpler from the perspective of a restaurant example which we used earlier, so HTML, CSS, all those things sits at the front end side, and then you have application layer where you see one new term which is Node.js. So Node.js is another term which is very useful, which you come across a lot. Node.js, think of it as a container. So for example, let's take an example of a car. So car can run on road, but car cannot run on water or on a river. Then assume that and think of Node.js as a big boat. So if you have a big boat, you can get your car on that boat, and then car can run on the river as well. So car didn't change, car was the same, but the boat enabled the car to run or to move over the water. So that's what Node.js is, the JavaScript language which was originally built to work only on the front end side of the things. Node.js allows JavaScript to work on the application side of the things, the backend side of the things. So you don't have to use different languages for front end or backend. You can use the same language, JavaScript, for backend as well, for interacting with, for applying business logic or interacting with the database. That's the whole idea behind all these different terms which you will come across a lot. All these things might not make sense now, but when in a minute when you start the to develop an application, you will see what all these mean. So next we will see essential commands which will come across very often when we are developing software. So npm is a registry which maintains different packages. So think of npm as a Amazon website. So like Amazon hosts so many products, npm hosts so many packages. What are packages? Basically, so for example, if you are building a software and you need a drop down, so one way is you start building the drop down, start coding it from scratch. The other way is you will have a package which has already code for that drop down. So you can just simply go to npm and download that package, and you can use that package in your software without the need to write everything from scratch. So that's what npm is. As of today, it holds around 2 million packages, which means 2 million pieces of code which you can reuse in your application. Npx is, it lets you run those tools or those commands without actually installing them into your local machine. So yeah, so if you use npm, the third command is npm install, it will download and install all those things to your project. But npx will only let you use that command without being downloaded or installed. So npm install will install the dependencies in the project, and dependencies are mentioned in a package.json file. Npx power apps in it, that is what we will use to initiate the basic structure of the app. Npm run dev is start a local development server, that will start a Vite, that uses Vite, which we just discussed, to start a local development server. So now most of the theoretical part is over. Now we'll move into the demonstration part where we will set up our platform and all those things. If you have made it till here, well, the difficult part is over. Now we are moving into very simple things. So we will set up the Power Platform, and I will tell you how we can do it step by step. So this developer plan is for free. You can see, just have to click here. So the thing is, it cannot take your personal email address. It will only take your work or school email address. That's the only key consideration here. So what we will do is we will create new work or school email address. So we will go to M365 Enterprise E3, and let's go here. I will type GB so that it gives me the price in pounds. Yeah, so you can come here and you can subscribe to any of these and you can start a free trial. So this is the one, M365 E3, with teams, without teams. So we can try it for free. So click here. Yeah, so here try free for 1 month. select 1 month, keep it monthly, and see it's 0. So in order to avoid charges, cancel it before 1 month, right? Go to next. It will ask you an email address. I've created a new email address just for this purpose. Okay. Okay, so first YouTube video 2026 at gmail.com. So then we'll go to next. So it says that you need to create a new account. So we'll say, yeah, set up the account. It has sent a verification code. So we will see what the code is when it arrives. Okay, yeah, so this is the code. Verify. Then it will ask for all those things. So when you complete that the previous page, you will land on this one. It is asking me to set up a domain name. Again, type something. I don't even care about this one. And then type a password here. So once you have given your domain name, your password, click next. So here you have to provide your card details. Just provide it, and do remember to cancel it by the date. Before this date, you won't be charged anything. So once you have entered your card details, you will see the details like this, and you can see you won't be charged anything. Remember to cancel it before 1 month period gets over. Then click on start trial. So now it says that order is confirmed. So once you are done with that setup, you will receive an email and you will have the email ID which you have set up. So this is the work email which now we will use to set up the Power Platform developer plan. Just go here, type in your email address and click on start free. United Kingdom, that's correct. Get started. The home page for Power Platform. You can see the environment name here also on the top. So first of all, what we will do is admin center, enable the code apps because that's what we want to build. Go to manage, go to environments, go to first YouTube's environment, go to settings, go to products, go to features, on this page search for code and you will get to code apps. So yeah, power apps, code apps, enable this one and save. So now we can now the Power Platform can handle code apps. So now we will launch the IDE VS Code. So I have created a folder here, first project, and create some folder. Go to File, click Open Folder, and then select the folder, and it will open it. And then you can go to Terminal and click on New Terminal, and that will show your folder path here. Once it loads, now you can check whether your Node.js is installed. So this will show you npm. So both are installed successfully. Now let's move on to the next step. Next step is initialize the project, npx dget. So what this command is doing, so npx, I told you, it will allow you to use the commands and tools without installing it on your local machine. Dget, so dget, what it will do is it will make copies of Git repository. GitHub is basically an online repository where you can keep your code. Plus, it is also version control system, free and open source. So it says dget means copy the repository where the path is this one. So if we go to this path, we will see GitHub, Microsoft Power Apps, Code Apps, and so yeah. So this is the main one, and inside it says templates slash Vite. So this is the templates, and here you can see there is starter and Vite. It says templates slash starter template slash Vite. So this is a standard minimal Vite template, but I will use the starter template, which has Vite, React, Tailwind, everything. So what this will do is everything inside this starter folder, if you can see here, this will be copied to my system. So let's begin. I will copy this command and I will paste here. I don't want Vite, I want to copy starter template and give up your project folder a name. So my first project. So just see here on the left hand side, this is the folder I am in. So what this command will do is it will create a new folder with the name my first project and copy all those files in it. So it should be here any moment now. Need to install the following packages. So it says that you have to install. So it means we cannot do. Click yes. And once it completes, so cloned. So it has cloned. So you can see here, it has created a new folder, my first project, and copied all the files in it. Right. So now let's go back. CD my app. So we will change the directory. CD means change directory, basically changing the folder so that the active folder becomes this. Right now the active folder is first space project. Now it will become my first project. So we are inside this one. So that also we have done. Second step is install dependencies and initialize the code app. So npm install is what we saw last time, that it installs all the dependencies. So now you can see the package.json is also file and it has all the dependencies listed in it. This is dependencies, this is dev dependencies, all those things that you will install. Now it says that first command is npm install -g at Microsoft slash Power Apps. Well, Microsoft Power Apps is already mentioned in the dependency, so it will be installed. npm install, and then you will see more folders being created here as the npm install completes. because it will download all those packages. Which package? Microsoft Power Apps. You see drop down menus, label, popover, progress, separator tabs, all these things will be downloaded. And a new folders will be created here. So while this is still working, just wanted to cover what IDE was. So we covered there were mainly 5 components of an IDE. There can be 5, there can be less, there can be more. So this screen is the code editor. This screen here, bottom one, is your compiler plus interpreter. The left hand side, this is project manager, and this icon you see is a source control one. You have to connect it to the Git. So we can see here that it added 382 packages and it took 19 minutes. So npm run install is done. So what's the next step? Install is done. Now initialize your code app. So for initializing, it says the command is power apps in it. So there is a slight mistake here. It's not power apps in it. So if you go to this one and type in it, so you will see the command, exactly the command is npx power apps in it. So which is what we will run, and npx power apps in it, and then we'll click enter. Which will initialize our app. And I will fast forward this. Okay, so now it's asking me for environment ID. So we will go back to our Power Platform. And so here you see session details. And here we should have environment ID. So this is the environment ID. Come and we will paste it here. Click enter. Now it will ask you to sign in to Power Platform. So this will happen many times. To address this, what you have to do is you have to do the logout. So npx power apps logout, which is what you have to run. So this issue is happening because I am logged in with some different account in Power Platform when the browser opens. So what we will do is you have to log out, npx power apps logout, and then initialize npx power apps init. Because I'm logged out and now I have logged in with the correct user credentials, the first YouTube user credential, which is what I want to use. So now it is asking me, so this is the one I have to use. I'll click here, close. Now it will run. Please provide the display name for the app. So this is the name of the app. So again, first app. So you can see on the left hand side, power.config.json has been created. The name of the app is first app, and this one has run successfully. Now we'll look at the next step. The next step after init is test locally npm run dev. So once we run this command npm run dev, the Vite development server will be set up, and you can use this link, local link. and copy it in your browser and it will run the app. So this is the app, simple app. You can see the number of times I will click, it will keep on adding. It can go dark, it can go light. Hello from Power Apps. So all this it can do. So this was our starter app. So what's the next thing? So we have tested it locally. This is how the app will look. This is the Vite app. I did the other one, starter app. So we can build and deploy to Power Apps. So npm run build. So we will run. So to exit this one, you see, we don't have the command prompt. To control C, it will exit npm run build, which will compile the app, make it ready for production or for export. So npm run build is complete. It has compiled all of the project files. Now the next one is Power Apps push. So it will push the app to the Power Apps. Again, it is not Power Apps push, it is npx Power App push. So npx Power Apps push, this is what we will use. This will push the app to the Power Platform and we can play the app from the Power Platform as well. We will see that in a minute. Okay, so this is also successful. App has been pushed successfully. So now we can go to our Power Platform and YouTube first environment. So this is the environment ID I shared, if you remember. Yep, so the app should be here in our Power Platform. So you see, first app is here 35 seconds ago. Click on play and it will play the app. Sign in. And this is the app. So friends, in this video, we covered a lot of things. We started from the basics, what software development approaches are, what is IDE, what are all those languages, JavaScript, TypeScript, CSS, Tailwind. I covered all these things so that you have some kind of working knowledge when you're talking to someone in software development world and you are not left clueless. So we built our first app. That was very exciting. And thanks for hanging out with me today. And in the next video, we will see how to set up a coding assistant, and that assistant will do the coding for us. So see you next time.